Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up, all kinds of things going on. But first, let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard, hard-working crew, taking care of everyday comfort needs. Only going to get up to 88 today. That's interesting. Low will be 78. The low has been steady all week, around 77 or 78. All important water temperature brought to us by Allco Electric out of Lynn Haven. It's gone down a degree, down to 82 degrees. That's interesting. River readings brought to us by the good folks at Panama City Coca-Cola. Take a look at the Apalachicola at Brunstown, 4.6. Been steady for a week or over a week, and it looks like it's going to be steady the next week or so. Just right around 5 foot, so 4.6 to be exact. Now look at the reading at the Choctawhatchee at Caryville. It's 3 foot, and it's been pretty steady. You know, we got that rain and went up with the rain, but it's going down a little bit, so it's right around 3 foot. The rain's about out of here, hopefully for a little while. So good fishing this weekend on both rivers. The river's in good shape. You just want to go. The key to it is go early, okay? Don't fish too long. Well, I'll say okay now. Our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers here in Port St. Joe, 5:52 to 7:52 this morning, and this evening 6:19 to 8:19. Marine forecast by Marantha Copy Company with Ariel Payne is south at only 5 to 10. That's interesting. So it's interesting because it's been blowing pretty strong at all different directions, but now it's coming in the south. So I want to let me get on the phone real quick. I want to call Sea Quarters Marina. Okay, let's check with them. Call Sea Quarters Marina. We'll see. Technology, is that not amazing? Okay. All right, let's see. They're probably out on the dock fishing.
Good morning, Sea Quarters.
Captain Kim, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chester. How's things in Panama?
Well, we're doing good up here. We're calling to check on y'all, and we got this kids tournament coming up Saturday and all. So tell us what's going on.
Oh, great. Yeah, we got the free kids fishing tournament coming up on Saturday, and actually the weather looks like it's going to be real nice for it. They have a little captain's meeting on Friday night, and then they go through all the rules and teach them how to tie knots in their poles and give them some poles and shirts and all kinds of goodies. And then fishing is on Saturday from 8 till 4.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm so proud of y'all doing it. I noticed this is the 21st year y'all been doing this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we have over 200 kids usually, so it's quite a lot of fun here. The place is all loaded up with the kids, and they get their T-shirts, and so you got 200 kids running around all in the same color shirts. It's fun to watch. That's
awesome. Be sure to send me some pictures, if you will. We'll show the pictures next week. I'm so proud of the whole community and Sea Quarters for doing this for our young people. Thank y'all for doing it. Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll get some good pictures. I got Bill coming, I think, to shoot a couple of them, so we'll have some nice shots.
Okay, good. And also, real quick, while you're on the line, tell us what y'all been catching this week.
Oh, this week's been real good. The charter captains and the recreational fishermen have been out there. They've been catching grouper and snapper and sea bass, and it's been a real good bite this week. It's slowed down a little bit with this little storm going through, but it looks like by Saturday, it looks like it's going to clear right up again, so we should get her out back again. Be nice.
It's going to be a good weekend. I'm curious about it. Is anybody down there still catching in the Spanish mackerel?
I have not heard for probably a week now.
Okay.
The tarpon came through, and that's been about 2 weeks now when they've been coming through. The last sighting we had was 2 days ago up here in the river. And, the Spanish usually don't stick around too much when they're here, so for whatever reason.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody in the last week or so.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Captain Kim, and good luck this weekend, and let us know how y'all did, okay?
We sure will. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you too. Goodbye. All right, folks, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. You know, we often talk about simple things in outdoors and how much we all enjoy those kind of things, especially different places like the Carabel area that hasn't really exploded in growth, and we talk about that all the time. And you know, these old fish camps we go to all around the Florida Panhandle and really through the state of Florida. These old, even in central Florida, the St. Johns River, and all those little tributaries, all of them had Florida fish camps. And I always thought at one time I wanted to write a book about these old fish camps throughout the state. That would have been an interesting book. I think it's too late to do that now. But with that being said, I've always loved the ones around this area, whether Bunker over in Choctawhatchee or over here on the Big River, Howard Creek, Willis Landing, and Lands Landing, and so many of them. And on the other side, but Howard Creek, I ended up getting a place Howard Creek a good while back, and it's been special to me. You can drive through there, it's like time stood still. You know, that fish camp would be. Now recently, they're building some really nice homes down there now, so it's sort of changing like everywhere else. But for the most part, Howard Creek is Howard Creek, like the typical old fish camp. So I got this picture. In fact, I was down there and saw this car driving in, and I got tickled. Okay, Ricky Limbaugh, you never know what you may see at the creek. That Tesla truck, no bed, no tailgate, no vroom vroom. So anyway, here it is, and just believe it or not, a Tesla is down there at Howard Creek. I don't know if it's a camper, but I'm glad Ricky took a picture of it because that old store hadn't changed in 50 years. But now the inside of it is great, but I'm talking about just location and just being an old country store. And here's a Tesla at Howard Creek, so that tells you something, don't it? All right, let's move on. Trey Groom, this is Ronnie Groom's grandson. Trey, he's a good fisherman, Trey is. But look at this Tuesday night. That's some fine fish coming out of Deer Point Lake. Good job. Trey, I got to get you to come on the show one day. Bring your grandpa on here. Kenny Turner, are these edible? Kenny's one of my former students and runs a good business now. Of course, we all know what these are. These are natural to Florida. These date palms, and they, up in the left-hand corner, they're green, but then they turn an orange color and they get ripe. Yes, they're very edible. Make jelly. My grandmother made jelly out of them. I remember them in jars and all, but they're definitely edible. And the Native Americans really ate a bunch of them in their diet. So yes, they are. And I see a good many of them now. They're elderly people waking up at 6 a.m., tending to a garden, eating dinner at 5 p.m., reading books, and going to bed at 9 p.m. feels amazing. I was wrong. You were right. There's a lot of truth in that one. Okay, speaking of Tesla, Jay White posted this. This is a truck, the Tesla truck, and look at it. It got a whole pallet of sod in the back of it. I'm not promoting Teslas this morning. Just two of them ran together like this, and they're amazing. They're amazing machines. They're not for me, but they really are. They are amazing. But anyway, I didn't know you could haul a pallet load of sod. Speaking of snakes, we showed the snakes all week long in St. Andrews State Park. Right there, there are a bunch of them out there, but in the leaves and all. These are really good pictures. Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Speaking of all kind of cool things, it's amazing to me. We go from brim to billfish. You ever stop and think about that with the size of the fish? I mean, that's one of the smallest, that's one of the biggest. And speaking of billfish, here's another one coming up here locally, the Grand Lagoon Billfish Classic. And it's about right at a little bit less than a month away, Lighthouse Marina. And the Gulf Coast Sport Fishing Club, some of you guys watch the show, I want y'all to come on and talk about this little club y'all started. There's a lot of locals doing it, and it's really cool. And they got some good stuff going on. You know, we've been talking about lightning. I was looking at some stuff last night to share with you, and this is, I think about this all the time because we had, the storms this week, and you could see, stand in the yard and look out on the horizon and see those dark clouds coming at you, and you think you can work a little bit longer till it starts raining and all. But listen, right here. Studies have shown, that first sentence in the center, studies have shown that most people struck by lightning are struck not during the height of a thunderstorm, but before and after the storm has peaked. Number two, lightning can strike more than 10 miles away from the location of rainfall. So therefore, if you hear thunder, that is your warning that you are within striking distance. I want to talk about that because I've always felt really strong about that because I've known incidents, and I knew of a person that had been struck who was way off, what they thought was way off from the storm, and I remember it went this way, then went down, and it was, and I have to remind myself because like I just said, we're out there in the yard and we see it way over there coming and I can finish doing this and all, but I try to remind myself, and it could be 10 miles away. So I'm in Southport. If that storm's in Youngstown coming my way, I need to start getting out of the way. So you keep that in mind as you're spending some time in the outdoors. Okay, this is a good one. Pam Peterson Kelly. On this one here, so my tiny water bowl work. The turtles that wander up, they're thirsty and they can't reach into the cat bowl for a drink. So I found a tiny bowl for my cabinet. Good job, Pam. That's a good picture right there. Helping those turtles find some water. And this is the meeting I talked about tomorrow, the annual meeting. And I planned on going, and then I got my grandson Mason called. He's got a buddy in town, so we're going fishing tomorrow morning. So y'all, if y'all go, y'all maybe send me some pictures of all kind of neat stuff going on. But I talked about this yesterday, but this at the Centennial Building. All right, I told you yesterday we're talking about the Duck Expo. I told you I was looking for Buckmasters Expo. Well, I found it last night, and sure enough, same weekend. 30 years they've been doing this. This is really cool. Gail and I've been to, I don't know how many. We've been to a good many of them, and we absolutely enjoy it. And there's all kind of just cool stuff there. And it's you can read all of what's going on. The archery tournament's going on. It's at the convention center. So Friday from 3 to 8, Saturday from 9 to 7, and Sunday from 10 to 5. So anyway, here's the deal. So I'm so excited when I found it. So I'll get my pen up. We keep a calendar on the side of the refrigerator with all this stuff going on. It's old school. I'll go walk up to the refrigerator and start writing it down. Guess what else happens on August the 16th? The opening of a scallop season. So here I am. Can you imagine the stress I'm feeling? So what do I do? So I want to go scalloping. No, I want to go to Buckmasters. So here's the deal. I still haven't fully decided, but the way I look at it, the Buckmaster only come once a year, but scalloping is going to be in season like 5 or 6 weeks, So we may go to Buckmasters. Then I'm thinking, well, man, it's opening day. Doggone it, I just want to get out of the opening day. So I'm really torn. I'm going to have sleepless nights and all this stress. I don't know how I'm going to handle it, but just kidding. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay. Got a good text here from Carol Miller, one of our long-time loyal viewers right here. Check out these stamps I bought today, the Lynn Haven Post Office. Okay, look at there. Is that not cool? Freshwater fishing lures, the spinner, the poppers, and the crankbaits, the spoons. And I got tickled. I recognize some of them. These are the more modern ones, but they're really cool lures. Very colorful. Thanks, Carol. This went on down. She said, thanks for pulling my name for the mullet plate at Jean's. The food was excellent and the service even better. We really enjoyed it and might have to take Jeff the next time. Jeff, you want to go with him next time?
They're buying.
Yeah, if you're buying. Okay, sounds good. Speaking of turtles, this is cool. They were. I won't read the whole thing. That's a gopher turtle. These people were clearing land, and the folks said, "Well, do you have a permit?" Because there were 3 gopher holes with 3 different gopher families, and they just had a big old excavator, and the guy didn't care. He was just doing what he was told to do. But they actually got a cease and desist order until they got a permit to relocate those gophers. So that's a good story. I thought that was cool. Real quick, let's go on. We're talking about fishing at the Tender Bridge. It's Scott Taylor. He was 0 for 3 on tarpon. Now, you're talking about a lot of fun trying to catch a tarpon in a kayak, okay? He set the hook, it goes on, and I like the third sentence. It took off like a freight train. And anyway, he lost it, so I just wanted to share that with his experience right here. Talking about good experience. Pete Dial, talking about kayaking, will go from catching tarpon at the Tender Bridge to going to Econfina. Are we not blessed in this area? So Pete has his family and friends out, going down, and here's some pictures of it. Is that not a lot of fun? Look at that beautiful water that he can find. Amazing. Everybody wrapped up for the sun, and is that not beautiful? I would encourage you to take part in that. This summer weekends are great for kayaking. Here they all are. What a great picture. And you know they had fun. So thank you, Pete, for sharing that. One more right here. The ladies and the girls and the guys. It's just a lot of fun. I keep saying one more. One more. JB Hillard, he caught some mullet this week. This was the other day. I haven't shown JB in a whole week. So there's JB with 27 mullets. So anyway, man, all kinds of stuff going on. So, from catching tarpon in kayak to going out, he can find it. I like that. And from brim to billfish. All right, let's get ready for our drawing. Well, I thank our sponsor, that Tarpon Dock, and Gene's Oyster Bar. All right, Gene's Oyster Bar, icon here in Panama City. From Parker, close by, Jan Vest. Congratulations on that fried mullet plate. Okay, and now the $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock. Can you believe this? Another one from Parker. I don't think we've ever got two in a row. John Ward from Parker. That's good fisherman over there in Parker. I'm stirring it up all I can. If this one's from Parker, it's rigged. That's not really. All right, Big Red Snapper from Fountain, Judy Poston. Parker and Fountain are our winners today. So congratulations, but you don't have to win just to go eat at Gene's Oyster Bar, get some good oysters, really good oysters, and some good fried mullet. It's caught on, and people are really from all over going down there. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back, and welcome to our famous Friday fishing forecast, brought to us by Jessica Ling, Insurance and Financial. We're looking at a good weekend to go fishing. I'm excited about it. But every time I pull up the Florida Panhandle, I just look at it in awe. Just take a look at it. I mean, we're on the right-hand side of the screen over there toward Tate's Hill, all down in there, and then come all the way across from east. You can look at big old Apalachicola National Forest, come all the way across to the Choctawhatchee Bay, and look at the rivers in between. Are we not just blessed to live in this area? And then you got the beaches and off the shore. So speaking of course, the inshore is amazing. So I'm still marvel at my age how blessed we are. And what first thing I wrote down was the king mackerel bite. The king mackerel bite has been strong this week, and it's been they've been catching some off the piers, and also the trolling guys have been catching them. And then next one I brought up was wahoo. With Bill Allen, our scallop crew got together last night, all 5 couples, planning for our scallop week coming up pretty soon. So we were talking, and Greg Brudnick is taking a group out with Billy Archer, and they caught some nice. They went way out. They're fishing 250 feet deep. Caught some nice mangrove and different species, but really big snapper. But they caught a nice wahoo on the way out, and wahoo, you know how good fun they are. And bit of trolls all the way out there. Now they're coming in a little bit closer now. We're going to talk about the flounder. The flounder bite has been good. I got to go with Mark Deaton. We didn't catch that many, but we caught a very nice one for supper. So the flounder bite is they haven't started going out yet. They're at the peak of their time here in the bay system. They're really feeding really good, and they won't start going out to about another month or two. So they're around if you find your favorite spots. Also talked about the tides next week. The tidal chart, I'm looking at it, tide next week going to be great. And wade fishing, wade fishing for live bait. I'm at Stan Kirkland coming on next week. We're going to talk a little bit about, he's an excellent wade fisherman. But you want to make sure you wear some good protection, don't have any scratches on your legs. Wade fishing been really good. Redfish have been just good all summer long, okay? And the bridge, if you're going to do some bridge fishing, have your shade out there. Going over to fresh water, we've got to talk about Adam Shepard catching that 68-pound blue cat. That's amazing. 1 pound short of Florida state record. So, I mean, he'll catch one pretty soon to break the record. River, I mentioned it during the forecast when we did the river readings. It's going to be in great shape this weekend. So that means all the tributaries, all the feeder creeks, all of them will be in great shape. Fly fishing, It's going to be good. Now, the wind's not going to blow much today. It's going to blow a little bit like 10 to 20 tomorrow, so you got to get in out of the wind. Fly fishing is going to be good. I ran into some folks down, the Holmes family down there. I ran into them down at Howard Creek. They'd caught a nice mess of fish, and like she said, enough to eat and enough to give away. So you just don't get it better than that. Over in Chaltahatchee Bay system, I just showed the picture real quick. I want to make sure show J.B. Hillard, probably one of the finest fishermen around. He really hung up on catching those mullet, which has been a lot of fun. So okay, so the places to go to. Take a quick look. St. Joe Bay. I hope to be in St. Joe Bay in the morning this time, catching some fish. And I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to go, but I am going to go. I'll be inside the bay, okay? And we're all going to move around. Now we're going to try to fish some live bait. And I'm going to mention that really quick. I'm going, as a youngster, we would catch bait, and as a young man, and then we started fishing, always fishing with lures, and so a long time we fished with lures. I'm gonna make a conscious effort to go back to start fishing with live bait, so especially when I have guests coming in on the boat and all, because you're gonna catch more fish on live bait. It's simple as that. You know that, but it's also more of a sportsman's challenge to catch it on artificial. So I'm not gonna stop artificial for sure, but I'm definitely going to keep it. Okay, July Bay. All right, jump over to West Bay. West Bay's getting hit hard now. It really is. A lot of folks were releasing the redfish and the areas between. I talked about Crooked Creek and Burnt Mill Creek lately, but this is a good time of year for that area right there in West Bay Point, and also at night fishing under all the bridges. I showed the Hathaway Bridge. Night fishing. Keep in mind, night fishing. In the summertime, it's cooler, and a lot more people are night fishing. Tender Bridge and all the bridges. I'm going to run out of time, but we appreciate you watching the show this week and all the feedback you give us. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it. Do something good for someone else today, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.